What's up guys? Welcome back, or if it's your first time to my channel, welcome. Back with you once again in this series of catching up on all the recent movies that I've purchased, mostly from Goodwill and some from flea markets, some from other means, but mostly Goodwill. I'm gonna upload this on both my main and my secondary, which my secondary channel is just for movie hauls and movie talk and all that kind of stuff. But that's where I started. That's one of the reasons I started making videos during the pandemic. A little bit after the pandemic, started making these movie hauls because I had started buying more physical media, getting more serious about fleshing out my physical media collection, my physical movie collection. So kind of back to my roots here, and make sure that you go and watch some of the recent ones, especially if this is on my second channel. That's all that's going to be on there, are the past editions or whatever installments of the recent movies that I've gotten over the past few months, because that's all I've really been able to do as far as collecting, is to try to flesh out my movie collection. Spending a couple dollars here and there has kind of curbed that itch for collecting, and also it's something I needed to do. It's like I needed to work on my physical media or physical movie collection. So that's kind of what I focused on to kind of help me through a rough few months. But anyway, if I won't get into that. Let's just jump right in to what you came for and all these movies. So again, I don't know where I got everything. I'll try to remember as I'm going through. But I know that I remember our local Big Lots was going out of business. Now, as I'm recording this, yesterday, Big Lots announced that all their stores are closing. They're going out of business completely. But I ended up, my girlfriend and I had gone to Big Lots. This was probably back in like September or something. And they had movies on clearance or sale. It was really, really cheap. But I ended up finding Rookie of the Year, which I don't know if I ever owned this one growing up, but I know that I watched it anytime it came on TV and whatnot. I really enjoyed this movie. So I ended up grabbing this one. I think I only paid a couple of bucks for it. It's one of these nasty ones that has no disc art, which is annoying. And it was a DVD and a digital as well, so I had a digital code I was able to redeem, which was awesome. Also, as I said in one of my previous ones, I used to have a big WWE. WWF and WCW. I had some WCW as well, but basically 90s wrestling DVDs and VHS tapes that I lost them all in a storage unit over a decade ago. So anytime I find any physical media from that era, Attitude Era especially, it's like I pick it up. This is the prelude to Attitude, the best of 1996. So technically not Attitude, it was right before Attitude. But we have a lot of the people that were in this that were a big part of Attitude Era. Vader, Mankind, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, Triple H. So I ended up grabbing this here. It's a 2-disc set and has an alright disc art on there. Like I said, I only paid a couple bucks for this, and it says it's the 25th anniversary. Again, don't need a year if that's alright with you. Not really sure. This was probably a recent, not extremely recent, because WWE stopped doing DVD or at least physical releases, but this is probably somewhat recent. But yeah, it also says it has a championship reign of Shawn Michaels, The Rock's first match in WWE, the moment Austin 316 was born. It also has matches featuring Bret, Hitman Hart, Triple H, Undertaker, Mankind, and more. And it shows Diesel, it shows Vader, Psycho Sid. There's Wildman Mark Merrow on the cover, or on the back. So pretty cool to have picked that up. Those two are brand new. They are open, but those are brand new. Those aren't technically used, I guess. So it's like I do pick up new movies as well. It's just a lot of the time I'm looking for older stuff or what have you, and so those, if I can find them at Goodwill for $1 or $2, or find them, for $1 or $2 somewhere, I'm gonna do that. Sometimes I get lucky and I find Blu-rays. Blu-rays are a little bit few and far between, but sometimes I do find some Blu-rays. I ended up with this one, which I'm hoping that these are okay, because I mentioned this, I think, in the last video. I had bought a huge stack of movies. I think 12 movies or something like that, and I think I paid like $5 for them. It was not very much at all. It was mostly DVD, but it had some Blu-ray. But some of them water damaged. This is one of them. Most of it is just the insert has some water damage, but this one looks like it might have actually gotten into the disc. So hopefully, I need to check these to make sure these work. But this is a triple feature of The Losers, which I've never seen, Rock and Rolla, which I've never seen, and Shoot 'Em Up, which I have seen and really enjoyed. So just a triple feature of some crazy action movies. So I did end up picking that up. That was from a vendor at a local flea market. Gave me a great deal on a bunch of used movies. He wasn't a vendor. He wasn't a movie vendor, but he just had them and wanted to get rid of them. And so he made me an awesome deal. Let's, what are we, oh, we're doing great on time. If I don't get into yapping too much, well, we're good. I think I said in my last one, I don't buy a lot of horror, or I don't really show a lot of horror movies, even though I am a huge horror fan, because I own most of, I guess, what I want, unless it's new stuff that rarely tickles my fancy. For the most part, though, I don't really buy new movies, because there's not a lot of new movies where I'm just like, I really like that, I'll watch that again. Maybe eventually, but it's like, for the most part, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, that was good for a watch, and I'll be good. So as far as horror, don't really show a lot of horror movies because I own most of the ones I want. However, I did get really lucky one day, and I was able to pick up a few horror movies that I didn't own, that I needed for my collection. And the first one here is the, oh, I didn't see this was full screen. Oh, that sucks. But the remake of John Carpenter's The Fog. This was, what year was this? Is it gonna say? That's always the thing. Is it gonna give me a year? I can't remember. I want to say it was like 2005 or 2004. 2006. Oh man, I was so close. 2006, the remake of The Fog. I personally enjoyed it. I know some people shit on it because, John Carpenter has now reached that status to where it's, you know, he's an icon. So, you know, they're just like, oh, this one sucks. I liked it, but I also like a lot of the early to mid 2000s movies, even the remakes. A lot of the remakes got me back into horror after I'd been out of horror for a bit, such as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We had the House of Wax. We had the House on Haunted Hill in '99. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, so I ended up picking it up. Speaking of one that the people don't seem to like, but I enjoyed. It didn't need to be made, but you know. But that is Underworld: Rise of the Lycans. Because I already have Underworld 2, and I really like this one. It's like, will I ever watch it again? I don't know. But again, for $1.50, I figured why not. I really did enjoy the movie. It's a really good movie, and it tells. It's a prequel, and talks about Lucian, the werewolf from the first movie. Is he in the second? I can't remember if he's in the second one. But Lucian, the main werewolf, the villain of the first movie. It's a prequel about him and his love and everything like that. He is a werewolf and falls in love with a vampire. And of course they're, you know, the werewolves and vampires are at war. So it's a little bit of a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing going on there. Really good movie though. I did enjoy it. It gets hate, so I don't know. And then this one's kind of a pseudo horror. It's horror comedy, and this one is Still Sealed, which is very cool. 8-Legged Freaks. Guilty pleasure of mine, I guess, because it's like I don't think a lot of people like this one, or this is considered a bad movie. I think it knew exactly what it was doing. It was trying to be a goofy creature feature, and you know, was a throwback to the old creature features of the, you know, the 50s, 60s. I really enjoy this one, but I also really like David Arquette, so that might have something to do with it too. I really liked this one though, so I'm glad that I was able to add it to my collection. Still trying to talk my girlfriend into watching this one. She hates spiders, but I really want her to watch it with me so bad. Let's see all right, let's go. Let's go. You know what? In the 90s, you were either an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan or a Sylvester Stallone fan. You were one side or the other. I was more Arnold fan, but it's like there's some Sylvester Stallone movies that stand out to me. One of them being Over the Top. This was 87. Man, I didn't think this was pre-90s, but 1987. Very, very good movie. I was shocked to find this at Goodwill. $1.49 again. Found this at Goodwill. Had to pick this up. It's a really good movie. Relying on his wits and willpower, Hawk tries to rebuild his life by capturing the first place prize money and the love of his son, he abandoned years earlier, into the keeping of his rich, ruthless father-in-law. He matches muscles with some of the game's gargantuan greats and grips you tightly with a rousing finale in a crowd-pleasing Rocky style. Grab hold for rip-roaring fun. Very, very good movie. Very, you know, it's a father trying to reconnect with his son, make his son proud, and really good Stallone movie there. 1987, and then let's fast forward to, what year was this one? Can you please show me a year? It's not going to show me. I want to say this was this was not 2002. Maybe it was. It says 2002, but it is Daylight. This is the collector's edition. Oh, did I show? I didn't show. And the disc on over the top is the same as the cover, which is really nice. That looks like it was a, you know, a painting or a drawing someone actually did of that. I don't think I showed Underworld. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I remember. But then with Stallone in Daylight here, it's the special edition, or the collector's edition, should I say. Very lame disc art in this one. It just says bonus features of the making of Daylight. It's got commentary by the director, production notes, cast and filmmaker bios, theatrical trailer, the featurette, it says. And then there's a music video of Bruce Roberts and Donna Summer, Where There Is Love, and archives. So, this one right here, very good movie. I really enjoyed this one a lot. One of my definitely my favorite Stallone movies for sure. I've rewatched this one. I couldn't even tell you how many times. I saw this probably back around the time that it came out on DVD or physical media or whatever. Back in the early 2000s, I think I rented it just on a whim and really, really enjoyed it. So happy to have added that to the collection. All right, one more for the road, guys. Here's it. Oh, okay. I'm a big fan of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I did see Bill and Ted Face the Music. It was okay, but the first two obviously are the best. I was a fan of Keanu Reeves before John Wick, long before John Wick, before everybody suddenly was just like, we love Keanu. I remember people shitting all over Keanu. So even during the Matrix days. Anyway, love Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I already own Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey on DVD. I ended up finding this at Goodwill, and it looks to be the German, for a German DVD version of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Can't read anything that it says, any of the information. Can't play it because I don't own, the correct region player to play it. But I had to pick it up because I'm such a big fan of the Bill and Ted movies, that I wanted to have this in my collection. And it's like, this is one of the rare ones that I will end up keeping, the box for and everything, because it's just such a strange thing to have. And it's like, I can't remember if I looked to see if this is like anything special or whatever, but probably not. But for $1.50, I had to have it, so I ended up picking it up. It's such a unique thing to have in the collection, so I ended up grabbing it. Alright, that's gonna do it for this round of pickups. These are going a little bit longer than I want them to kinda, but it is what it is. Probably have at least 3 more episodes or 3 more installments of this to get through all the recent buys that I have. Don't really know how often I'm going to put these up or whatnot, but hope you're enjoying it. If you are, make sure you leave a like. Any questions, comments, anything like that, drop that down below, or in the comments, whatever, whether that's below or to the side or wherever the comments are. Leave those in the comments, or leave in the comments, and come back and join me for the next episode. Make sure you subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Until next time, stay awesome and keep collecting.